Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Oh, it's so good to be Saturday. So good to be. It's so good to have. No, I don't know.
No, it's so good to be Saturday.
So good to be
Go
Saturday.
back, back to the top.
That's
Back
a
to the top.
sentence.
Is that,
No, you know that was right. Just go for it.
Go for it.
You
Okay,
are
yeah.
Saturday.
You
now.
are Saturday.
You know?
now.
I'm
Yeah.
Saturday
Saturday?
incarnate.
You.
Wait till Sunday incarnate happens because of
Whoa!
that's not pleasant.
Uh-oh.
I'm your storyteller for this evening, Hedgehog. I use he/him pronouns. It is exciting to be back. We have two special guests who I will let introduce themselves in a moment. For the second part of our... yes, that does include you, Chris. Unless you want to become a regular, I can make a slot. I can and will keep you if I can.
Means I
He's
actually
not being allowed to
learn how-
leave.
learn
That's
the
why we're
rules.
still playing.
Literally, like with a cat, just
yeah, just come on.
regular slot.
Yeah, I need more content. Right. Before this gets too chaotic, we've had a bit of a chaotic pre-stream where we've been talking about Kingdom Hearts. So that's been a ride.
We don't even apologise if the stream gets weird.
No, we don't. Do you know what? I've come to conclude that I love chaos. Specifically, chaos that I don't come up with.
Thank God I'm here. Thank God. I've arrived. This is my Thunderdome.
Yeah. I would say it's my world and you're all living in it, but I really think it's the other way around.
Yeah, my bad.
Right, I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves and say who they're going to be playing. We're going to go clockwise, so we're going to start off with our two guests, starting with Chris.
Hello! Hi there. My name is Chris Mepham. I use he/him pronouns. And when I'm not here with these wonderful people, I am the DM of Some Other Heroes, which is another TTRPG stream. And tonight I should be playing Logos Crow, a Tremere vampire.
Love of my life.
A totally untrustworthy boy.
No, what? Why would you say that?
Don't ruin it for us. We have expectations in
Don't
our
ruin
head.
it. Exactly.
I think he said it like 4 times last session.
Yeah,
He was
don't-
completely untrustworthy.
Yeah. But
I
that's
don't know.
the
To
problem.
Valerian, he seems very trustworthy.
Yeah,
but,
that's
you
the
know,
thing.
that's- I
You
guess
fall in love with the
Super
villains.
Valerian.
You get out of here.
Just me all along.
It's me, Logos, the villain all along.
Oh my God.
Not the nasal voice.
I can do this for a really long time.
I'm glad you can, because if I made Logos the villain, I'd have to try and learn that accent, and that just ain't happening.
No way.
It would become a terrible butcher. Anyway, next we have Apollo.
Hi, I can do this. I swear.
You've got
Hi,
it.
my name
sweetheart.
is Apollo. I'm an Irish cosplayer, voice actor, and TTRPG performer. God. I will from next week on. I'm going to start streaming on Twitch myself
Woo!
at Hollard Apollo. So you can check that out. You can check all more details are on my socials. So my Instagram and TikTok at Hollard Apollo. And tonight, it's late. Tonight, I will be playing Gali Argenta, a Toreador vampire, or as they were described last week, A, Twink, and B, Masquerade Breach 101.
At least until Dom comes along. And then things change a little bit. Who is next? It's Inez.
Hi, my name's Inez. I use she/her pronouns. And tonight I'm playing Valerian, I guess. Our white man with money.
The continuing
fantasy.
adventure. Yeah, the continuing adventure of Valerian.
Yes.
So fun fact, I sat down and for the first time ever was actually able to catch Inez's other vampire game yesterday. And I learned you can do a Russian accent.
Yeah, it's very bad, but you know, it's cute, I guess.
I
Like,
also learned that I thought that our vampire streams were chaos.
I told you. What did
No.
I say? What did I say last week?
No, you have not seen chaos until you've seen whatever the fuck goes on over there. It's stupid,
I'll be
and
honest.
it's so fun.
Yeah, I'll be honest. That's your Lightfoot Rogue's vampire streams. Now I've discovered it's my version of Kingdom Hearts. I just nod and go. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I'm just here for the role play and the visuals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm also just there for the Russian daddy, and then also just some hijinks. You know,
Hello.
I love just sending a wave of rats to clear every single person off of our way. You know, it's fun.
And if I ever need a Kermit the Frog impression, I know who to come to.
No, that was terrible. I did a Kermit the Frog because there was a Kermit the Frog in the crowd, and it was very bad.
It was chaos, but I
It was
love it.
stupid.
Right. Last but not least, let's round this up. Callum.
Hello, I'm Callum. I use they, them pronouns. I'm playing Alexander for the last time, hopefully. My voice will one day recover. He uses he, him pronouns. Yeah, that's the instructions done. I was going to do the where you can find me, and I had a joke prepared, and then I remembered we do it at the end of the stream. So
Hold
I'll
on
just
to that one.
Yeah.
I'll hold on to it till the end. It's not
Yeah,
even that
hold
funny.
on.
So I'll come up with a better one, maybe.
We'll
I just won't do
we'll
it.
hold you to that one.
So stay tuned to the end of the stream, folks, for Callum's amazing joke. About
Exactly. Don't
Yeah.
you dare leave.
Write it down so you don't forget.
Yes. Also, to get out of the way, now Callum's jokes don't necessarily represent the views of Misadventurers League.
Wow!
Just
Oh
to
my
cover myself
God.
for the event that it's terrible.
Oh
my
I'm not that
God.
kind of comedian. I'm only committing blasphemy on Mondays and Tuesdays. Next
Look,
week, which was the joke.
It is
Anyway,
the
we'll
Sabbath.
go on
You
to
wouldn't
it.
do it on the
Play-
Sabbath.
Let's play the
No.
game. Play the game.
Right. Does anyone remember what we did last week?
Yeah.
I'm glad some of us.
Vampire court stuff, hung out,
Yeah.
chatted,
Yeah.
There was a flashbang
upset some
grenade.
humans.
To be quite honest with
Made them
you,
forget about it.
to be quite honest with you, no thoughts, head empty. I have no idea what we did.
There was a gang
Okay.
leader, and he called me a twink, and I called him an ASOS body bag, and everyone loved that.
What?
Yeah. That happened.
I did forget about
Wild.
that.
So last session we were at the Concordant meeting, the very first meeting where the groups of London came together to try and negotiate a kind of peace, a la Anarch groups. No Camarilla allowed. However, someone seems to be trying to sabotage our little meeting. We did a bit of investigating. We found out that someone had managed to force a distraction, which blinded Alexander, which was... I love flashbangs in Vampire. I'm going to say they're my favourite tool.
Not you holding up an L. What the fuck?
The
Wow.
sad thing is, that's the second time Callum's been hit by the flashbang.
Oh my god.
It's a running gag
Stay
now,
ready,
I
I
think.
guess.
Flashbang immunity power. Where the fuck is it? And where?
Yes, we found out that they were only the distraction, and while we were busy tossing over laundry carts, somewhere upstairs, something or someone must have got inside. We went back up and we found the leader of the Ravagers, the young greaser boy, I guess, is the best way to call it, or ASOS body bag, if you want to put it the other way, Kit, who was aggressive, does not, has made their feelings about Valerian very clear, but then was put in his place by Garly here, which was just epic. He became so embarrassed that he backed down, and just as we thought it was all over, the second faction was in their way. It was on their way. Coming out of the car was, and I got to remember this correctly because I wrote down half of it, was Axel, the leader of the survivalists, who was male presenting, had a purple dress on, strapped dress, which was long at the front and back, but short at the sides. I want to say, was it brunette hair or blonde hair? I can't remember. I'm
Brunette.
I
going.
think it was brunette.
I'm going brunette. Brunette makes more sense. I'm seeing a brunette in my head, but we're going to go long flowing brunette. They had just come out the car, and I'm going to shift the music. And one of these days, Roll20 would give you shortcuts so that you could, I don't know, schedule these. That would be useful.
Seen a QLab file.
So, it has retreated. Embarrassment has caused him to kind of retreat to the conference room with his two bodyguards. Clearly, Quinn has this sort of quizzical look on her face where she can't quite work out whether to admonish you or congratulate you. It's a confused, puzzled look. And just as she's about to go speak, this Axel finishes their descent up the stairs and into the main ballroom. They look around. They have their own entourage. This entourage is very well dressed for the occasion. They usually are quite the rugged types, but it seems like they've actively made an effort to blend in with this one. Waistcoats, couple of high-collared shirts, although no one's wearing ties or bow ties, and all their top buttons are all undone. So it's a mixture of smart and casual. Don't want to go too far. The only one who's really gone out for that kind of like showstopper effort is Axel, who is wearing these 6-inch purple heels, and doing a pretty good job of pulling them off. There is the occasional foot forward where they kind of just about lose it. It's clear they're still trying to get used to walking in them.
What's the dress made out of? Sorry, Hedge.
I'm like silk textured. With like the odd this kind of like collar of sequins almost.
Yeah.
And my bottle's there. But no.
Takes out the notes app.
I think Logos will lean into Inez and go, I mean, I like the look, but I haven't seen that much purple since the Chancery exploded.
You're quite right. Valerian will move towards this new group, and just go, good evening. It is so nice to see everyone here. Thank you for showing up.
Oh. I must say, Valerian. Nice outfit.
Why, thank you. That means a lot coming from you. Of course, you look more fabulous than me.
I think it's working out. I think I'm getting more confident with this.
Good to hear.
You see that they try and like survey the room, and it's becoming very clear to them that you as a group are not with the Ravagers, and you're not with Quinn. It's not. Don't get me wrong. It's not like a difficulty 5 perception there. Just it is basic perception, but they sort of look at those you as a group and sort of go, I didn't know, Valerian, that you were autorizing.
Oh no, I am not. These are some people that Quinn has put onto my care, let's say that. No, I am not cauterizing.
Well,
immediately as Valerian says that, I want to go up to Axel and Valerian and just say, Hi, my name is Gallia Argenta. I'm Valerian's friend.
They look you up and down for a moment, and then sort of go, "Well,
I'm not.
hello. You are, aren't you?
Pretty hot.
I mean, if these are the friends that Quinn gives to people when they're needed, I may need to ask for some help more often."
You can ask me for anything anytime if you tell me who you're wearing.
They very much take it in their stride. Only if you show first.
Gally takes a little twirl, showing off the craftsmanship of their outfit, and says, "All me."
They give a low chuckle, present out their hand to you, and if you take it, they'll proceed to do a ballerina twirl of their own outfit. The silk dress is very intricate in its construction. It's for someone who's so fashion forward as you. This is handmade. This isn't something bought off a shelf. This is something they've taken time to make themselves. Some of the seams don't quite line up. It's almost like someone's never made a dress before, but has tried really hard to make one.
It's their first sewing challenge.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I mean, if I was going to do a sewing challenge as Hedge, I would definitely go find the hardest thing to do and start on that, and then complain I can't do it,
Oh my god.
and say that this must be too
That's the
difficult.
only way to do it.
Yeah.
And then
the
need
only
help
way to
from
do a new
Shake
hobby.
Away, you know.
Yeah. Like,
Anyway.
yeah, they're taking a lot of interest in this group. Well, Quinn thinks this is worth talking about. I suppose I had nothing to lose by listening. And I'm not necessarily opposed to the idea. I, for one, would support Valerian being the arbiter. But, and I sort of look behind you to see the Ravagers. I'm guessing by Kit's absence right now that he has other ideas.
I look behind me immediately. I did not notice that Kit was not here. And so I just go, I did not even notice him leave. However, yes, I've
Well,
talked to
that's
him.
rare. Normally, he makes a whole fuss about stomping about where he's going. You can hear those combat boots a mile away.
Well,
It's a very
of
good
course
carpet in this hotel.
I've spoken to him, and
Thick carpet.
he's stubborn, as always.
But of course he's going to be stubborn. I will admit that me and Kit have had issues in the past of a personal nature that have made negotiations between us tense. And I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm still going to maintain that I was right. And I'm sure he will do the exact same thing. But
That's a nice thing about being immortal. There's a lot of light to go around, isn't there?
yeah, but the problem is also being immortal is there's plenty of mistakes that you can make.
Oh, I know that one.
One night mistakes become 2, 3, 4 months mistakes. And then some people, You ever had it where you wake up one day and just suddenly have a revelation and you're like, why didn't I do this the entire time? And then you run to everyone and be like, hey, I've got this. And then everyone turns around and goes, no, don't really like that. That's it in a nutshell.
Hmm.
But like I
Well,
said,
make mistakes.
exactly. And I'm not going to
Can
hop.
I have an, can I have an insight roll on that? Because that felt a little loaded to me.
Oh,
You
for
can.
sure.
Go for it. I'll say DC 3, and we will say.
Can I also?
If you want to as well, anyone wants to do it, give me wits plus insight.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Ooh, that's nice. I got a critical.
Ooh.
2 10s, 8 7. So that is a total of 6 successes with a critical.
Wow.
They are talking very much in subtext, trying not to say the obvious. In a nutshell, Kit and Axel were lovers once upon a time, and Axel decided that they wanted to transition, something that Kit wasn't necessarily supportive of, and that is what caused them to break up. That's what caused...
Can we go beat Kit up? Sorry. So I know that Kit doesn't die till later in the campaign, but I guess we're just gonna go kill Kit now? We all
Yeah.
good with that? We all agree that that's what we
Yeah.
should be
Yeah,
doing?
absolutely.
Oh, so
They-
transcending life and death was okay, but transgender people is where you draw
Yes!
the line.
Yes!
They-
Yes! Yes!
Um,
Exactly.
I've got some flashbangs.
Oh my god.
Maybe the kid that survives is a clone or some bullshit. The one's
It's
not
not
Oh
it's
my
one
lying.
of
God.
Kit's right-hand men.
Yeah, there's... So,
I wouldn't have been nice to Kit in the future if I knew this.
Exactly. Me
They-
neither.
so the breakup wasn't messy per se. That's why they're subcoding it as opposed to like publicly waving it around. They got to a point where they thought, okay, we're clearly both going different directions. We both had arguments. We both said some nasty things, but we're going to leave it at that and just try to avoid being in the same circle.
I think
I don't know.
um,
This shit sounds like a fucking mess to me. if you ask me.
I think
God.
Logos being Logos
Gally pulls
will,
out a kettle and teacups.
Oh my god.
picks up on this subtext
Hmm.
and just goes, well, some little boys are determined to stay small forever, whereas some people will grow into the beautiful things that they were meant to be.
You're calling me beautiful?
For on the 6 successes, you can see that for a brief moment they lose composure ever so slightly as they kind of get slightly overwhelmed with the sudden burst of positivity. It means a lot. I mean, let's be clear. A lot of people are accepting. But the majority of people just don't understand. They look at it with question marks and they don't mean bad. They just don't know. And I find that a lot, especially with vampires, because living forever, you'd think that would make you a smarter person, but if anything, I think vampires are sometimes thicker than humans.
Yeah, but like, isn't there like entire clans that like where gender and like transformations like the whole thing of their powers? Like,
Mm,
Yeah, right.
like,
yes.
yeah.
like those dragons that we hear about. I don't know if there's many in London, but like that whole bit is like transcending fucking gender.
Yeah.
Not
Thanks,
actual
Dan.
dragons, don't worry, they're just a nickname, but some of them have turned into dragons in the past.
Thank you. I was about
Don't
to
worry,
freak out.
so good.
Alright, sorry.
No.
Most people people in the world of darkness don't know about the actual dragons.
Yes. That's only when you get to the really advanced stuff.
Talk to me when we get to changeling.
Don't joke. Okay. This is definitely a more pleasant welcome than I was expecting.
Please, this is a safe space. Go, have
You-
a drink.
Kit says anything, I'll blow his brains out.
As much
Don't do that.
as much as
Why not?
on a okay.
No
On a-
deal.
on
He's
a
a fucking vampire.
on a I mean on a petty bitch level, I'm going to admit that sounds really nice. However, the bigger person in me realizes that, like it or not, Kit serves a purpose, and to just remove Kit would cause even more problems.
Well,
Boys,
yeah, but that
Boys,
purpose
you on
could
your
be
way?
lapdog.
Yeah. I need you to bring the 6 gauge and the 9 gauge and the 10 gauge. Just bring me some bigger guns. I've
Oh my
got a really shit gun with me. Thank you.
Sorry,
no.
Daddy, what was that?
Yes.
I was just going to say that it serves a purpose, okay? That purpose could be lapdog if someone were just to put him in this place.
I have
wish
already done
someday.
that, but I'm sure in the
There you go.
future, his whole life will crumble apart. You know,
Who's to say?
and if I play a part in that or don't, who can also say? But
Remember that, Valerian?
yes, I will.
God,
Valerian
I'm
will
not gonna
remember
do
this.
so next week, the first thing Valerian's going to say is, "I think I know who arranged the attack on the hideout." Yeah. So
I
future.
forgot about this the whole time.
Yeah.
I had a
It's
flashback
just
for
one
just some
flashback, so
reason.
that you know
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
Exactly. While walking to the shard, I was like,
I am going to try and make myself as comfortable as I can. My crew won't give you any trouble. They've all fed before arriving.
Clarification.
Yes.
Survivalists, right? Not the ghosts.
Survivalists, yes. We prefer the outer parts of London. Therefore, this little agreement actually works possibly to our favour, as we can get more. And there are some really nice parks around Bromley that could be really nice for hiding out in. You know? Hey-ho. I will let you do whatever it is you need to do. I'm going to go say hi to Quinn really quickly before heading on in. I'll see you all. You see that she goes, I'll see you all later. Valerian, I'll see you inside. And she sort of looks towards Gale a bit. And it's like, and I'll see you definitely later.
oh my god.
Another clarification question.
Yeah.
Axel is they, she.
They, them at the moment.
Hey, damn.
They're
Okay.
doing they, them at the moment.
Cool.
Oh my god. The flirting
real-
going on.
Real quick, slip them my number.
oh
Um, you don't even slip it. Like they actively like put their hand out to take it between their fingers, and just like make sure that their hand brushes yours as they pull it away. It's like gotta shoot your shot when you can. Time is short.
Ah,
Even
yeah.
even in mortality, time is not enough.
Oh my god, these bitches are gay. Good for them. Good for them.
This is all happening because Inez, you said that you were the most down bad person here, and I was like, well, I gotta up the game.
Wow.
I gotta up the game. I have not been playing a Toreador correctly.
All right, I see how it is.
You gotta respect the hustle. It's like I gotta
Yeah.
play it up.
It's like, okay, time to see what the straight cis white man can do.
Yes. Who also has mesmerized, you know? What are you talking about?
That's a thing you can have.
they
Wild.
they walk over to Quinn. You know, they do
Like Ellie, no.
they do you know, air kisses, they have a hug, they have a bit of a natter for about a minute or two, and then they proceed to the conference room. As the door closes, you can just sort of faintly hear Axel going, "Ah, Kit, I see you've already put your feet on the table. Nice." And then the door closes.
What the fuck else are they going to put on that fucking table?
Oh my God.
Paperwork? Food? What else is going to go on the table? For once, and I don't want to defend this fucker, because listen, I don't. But what else can I fucking put on that table?
Yes, paperwork. Hands. Maybe. You know? Maybe I would like to rest my hands on this table.
Oh, sorry, I forgot you. Such an ancient person. Do you need to go and get your supports?
Oh my God.
Anyway, while these two snipe at each other.
Oh my God.
No.
Gary,
We don't have any
you-
snipers on the windows these weeks.
Gary, you comport yourself very well. You're doing Quinn a massive service with your presence.
I'm
Very
happy to
much
be
helped
here.
that transaction.
Logos, can I be honest with you?
Always. Or you can lie through your teeth. I don't mind. It's entirely up to you.
You're cool. Everyone here scares the shit out of me, and I just need friends. And I really like fashion, and Axel dresses to kill. I think literally, I like that.
Sort of see that the rest of the guests are kind of, they're not mingling, let's make that clear. They're mingling within their groups, but they're not cross mingling.
Oh, it's every family gathering I've ever been to.
You're the one cousin who's a little bit too old for the young ones, but too young for the older
Yeah,
ones. Who's just in
just-
the corner, like on their phone, like, I don't know why I'm here.
Hello, thank you for seeing me,
Me too,
speaking
me
my
too.
truth.
Hey,
God.
Round of applause for Inez.
Ah.
Yeah,
Representing the middle cousins everywhere.
Ah.
It's clear that these groups don't get on the best of days. They have very different doctrines. As we learned last week, you know, the Ravagers are might makes right. The Survivalists are very much leave us alone. We really do not want to be part of anything that could put us in danger. They only associate with the other groups out of necessity, not through choice. Interestingly, they were a breakaway of the Ravagers. When Axel and Kit split, the group kind of split in half, based on kind of like an ideological sort of line.
That would
Axel,
definitely explain why Kit is so pissy about losing more.
yeah,
And you're telling me it wasn't messy. Their group literally split.
Exactly.
So you've got to understand a little bit about how the Ravagers dynamic was beforehand. Pre-split, they were very, we are the big group, therefore we donate what happens to everybody else. Axel had ideas about trying to set up a traditional kind of anarch barony, whereas Kit wanted to go under the route of being, hey, we're the big boys, we can kick you if we want, so you might as well join us, otherwise you're going to get hurt. When they split, kind of the best of both ideologies kind of went in different directions with them. And then Axel did a bit of a 180 and decided, actually, do you know what? After splitting apart, I don't necessarily think having us all as one big group is a good idea. So they've actively resisted any attempts to try and unify London. So to agree to this, or even to speak about this, is a pretty big thing.
Quinn's group.
Yes.
Is Quinn the only one here?
No.
Or have there been other little parties of Quinn's people who are showing up as
Other
well?
groups of Quinn's parties have sort of filtered through. You get the
Are
impression
they
that
mixing with anyone else, or is it the same for them?
it's pretty much the same for them. They're out of the three groups, they are definitely the ones trying the hardest. They are actively trying. But and the Ravagers just push them back immediately. There's zero progress there. The Survivalists, you get a little bit of a conversation going, but then it gets a bit cold, and then they end up drifting apart. The problem, especially you find, I mean, I'm going to carry over the 6 successes because that was a really high amount of successes. The Order are doing what the Order does. They've got their noses up a little bit, and they're kind of doing the whole looking down kind of act. And it's like, you're not the Camarilla, stop acting like you are. And
I feel like Logos has seen a lot of this before. This is new players playing an old game.
Yeah. Quinn set herself up to be the good person, but let's be clear, it's only the good person to her tune.
I feel like I've got a sense of the people around me that, like, I mean, obviously Gally, this is very new to Gally.
Yeah.
But, with Valerin and Alexander, there is and Quinn for that matter, there is a sensibleness to stability, and it keeps us more safe. And I think that's probably why Logos is here, is because yes, Logos can fuck over every group if he wants to and get what he needs from them, but actually having a stable base for to lift up what's going on around here is just sensible.
It's not a bad shout, and Quinn has actively reduced her stake in all of this in an attempt to try and bring this together. So the first idea of the Concordant actually was that Quinn was installed as the Baron across the whole of London, and then a council was made up of each of the other 3 factions. That was the original concept.
Nobody liked that in the corner.
Exactly. Everybody disapproved. And kind of this is like Quinn's like next compromise, being like, okay, well, we're going to have a neutral person in the middle. That way, none of us technically have the authority. And while Kit may disagree with the candidate, you know, there are things to be had. In this kind of weird piece. I mean, not to mention the fact that the Inquisition has kind of been reappearing in the corners again. Kind of after the Purge, you know, London kind of became... It's like whenever you play video games, once you've done an area, you don't go back to the area again. You put your eyes to another area. And now they're just sort of kindly putting their eye back and going, hang on a minute, what was that? And they're kind of looking back in on themselves a little bit. So now more than ever.
So many rumors about Paris, and before they
just like
looking back,
just leave loads of. I mean, to be honest, I mean they've most of SO13 have actually moved out of London. They're now in like Manchester, Liverpool. That's kind of their new sort of main base because they're finding far more successes up there. Than they are now down here in London. From their point of view, London's sterile. I mean, they're
the
wrong.
rent was too much on the building, so they just had to move to other parts of the UK.
Yeah, I mean, secret societies trying to rent out half of Millwall.
They sold the BBC building. They were like, "Oh shit, we were underneath that one. Oh no."
Yeah. Like, you can't move Channel 4 out of London. That's where we're keeping all of our intelligence rooms. You know? But, yeah, the Order are definitely putting their noses up to people, and it is rubbing the Ravagers the wrong way. There is some time now if you want to do a bit of investigating, if you want to try and pull up some leads. We know that someone's in this party, potentially, or someone that shouldn't be.
Okay, so I was about to start asking about some of this. So, I guess, is this part of the building an extension? Like, so, like, the conference room and dining hall act as an extension to the main building, or are there floors directly above us?
There are floors directly above you. It's all part of one main building, so there's stuff above you.
Yeah, because I haven't noticed anyone in the party, because at the end of the last session I did an observation check and couldn't find anyone. I would like to check the floor above us. So I kind of turned to Logos and Callie. Sorry, Polo. How do you say your character's name?
Galley.
Galley.
Like Galileo, but shorter.
Cool. Galley. I'll remember this at some point. Galley and Valerian. And kind of goes, I can't have a look around. I can't see anyone out of place, but that could just be my eyes. Logos, you've got a better thing for this. But I just want to go check upstairs, you know? If I was doing this and I wanted to cause a scene, I'll plant a bomb upstairs. That's what I would do. I'm not going to. I'm going to go and find out if someone else has done that.
Keep your voice down.
A
People
bomb
listen to their own
outfit.
business.
That's
Pay
what that was
attention to
about.
me.
Oh my god,
A bomb outfit, and we're going upstairs to look for new clothes. Let's go.
Valerian just looks at you all and he goes, I have to stay here for these next guests.
Oh, what a shame. Come on.
I'm most certainly not. I
go on, you
can't-
know you will. I go on, come on.
I cannot. I can't do it.
I'll just excuse myself. I'll go and find some tissues to dry my eyes.
Oh my God.
Valerian, do you want me to stay with you, or I'm gonna go with them?
You do whatever you see fit. All I know is that I need to stay in this room.
Whoa. Let's not be doing anything fit at the moment. We're in the middle of negotiations. You can do your business afterwards.
I think there are enough eyes on Valerian at the moment that we can probably slip out for a minute and do the broader security. If you're comfortable with that.
Please. I can handle myself somehow.
Stay close. Stay close to Quinn. And at
will.
the very least, you can turn, well, these lot against each other should you need to, and sneak out. And Logos
Just scream, you know.
will ping you his mobile number.
Yes.
Screaming works too. If something happens, just scream.
Yeah.
Or run down.
Same with Callie. Callie just goes over, straight up, just takes your phone out of your hands, just puts in their contact, just says, just call.
Yeah, I will.
So, as we're walking away, we're probably going to need to do that 4 or 5 times in your relationship with Valerian.
True.
Callie
Well,
one,
no, here's
Callie
the thing.
two, Callie three.
Listen. We've been
No, here's the thing. Whenever
been
he
think-
breaks the phone, the contacts get copied over very easily. It
Make
doesn't
sure to
We're
save
matter.
it to
thinking
the
about
SIM, not to
opening
the
up a-
phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
we were thinking about opening up a phone store just around the corner from Valerian's HQ to get some, profit off it. But we did the calculations, wasn't worth it in the end. It was almost break even, but it wasn't quite.
Oh no.
No one breaks even with me.
we're,
No break even, just mobiles.
Yep.
Yes.
we're gonna have to have another side episode where we just find out where Marcus gets all Valerian's phones from.
Where does he get all those
What about
phones?
some phones, boy?
Oh my god.
Suddenly I realize where all my resources come from.
Okay, so we're gonna split into 3 and 1. I think we'll do the 3 first. So you all head upstairs. You can use a staircase for this. Don't need to use the elevator this time. Directly above the conference room and the ballroom are kind of reception rooms. They're designed more for hosting smaller groups of people that a conference room would be too big for. There's a lot of, what's the word? Not tape, but rope. You know, like the ropes they use to sort of like seal off rooms with the stands. I can't remember the name of them.
Like silk rope and like room dividers. And things,
stuff like that. Just stuff that's kind of like barricading off these rooms.
Only
kind
stop
of like,
you in video games.
Yes. Yeah. In video games, they're invincible. You cannot get past them. And you're like, I just want to go in that room over there. It's not my fault you couldn't be asked to make what's inside that room.
Alexander walks up to one of them. Oh no, I can't get through. We're gonna have to find another way. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Is that your bane, is it?
And then just kicks over one. Oh no, what have I done? I've broken through. Oh, what could have gone wrong? And then just walks over it. You gotta keep yourself entertained, innit?
You head out into this sort of corridor that backs out into this. So we'll try again. You go through the double doors into a corridor, and this is a row of these reception rooms. Every door is closed, and the lights are off.
I'm going to rouse my blood and activate Scry the Soul.
Okie doke.
And just keeping an eye out beyond my normal sense the unseen to try and find out if I can see anything. So I just need to make a roll check. This is the first time I think I've done this.
It succeeded.
Cool. I succeeded.
Yep.
Yay!
Awesome.
Hunger goes up.
Imagine succeeding on a vows check. I don't think anyone's done that in the entire campaign.
Yeah, most people fail their rounds, and then it's like, okay, you get another hunger now. So it's weird, this Scry the Soul, because it feels like you're almost experiencing 2 of the same thing at the same time. One of them says this area is completely empty, there's nothing here. The other half is saying there's people around here. More specifically, there's kindred around here. But just when you get that sense, the coin flips and it goes empty again. And 2 seconds later, it flips back around again. It's almost as if they're trying to be hidden.
That's interesting. I don't think we're quite alone.
We finally get to fight someone.
I really hope not. I'm not a combat character. Literally a mage. As soon as one of them sort of shifts enough to kind of spike it up, I think I will grab something and throw it at them.
So, I will tell you this, the sense isn't coming from the corridor. It's coming from one of the rooms slightly down the corridor.
Right, okay. I will rescind that statement because I misunderstood.
No, that's
we
fine.
established
Go on.
We established last time manual locks, not electronic.
Yes, manual locks, not electronic.
Lovely.
This is an old hotel. So yeah, the door. The door. That
I
you're-
mean, you were going to Buffy it. You were just
Yeah.
going to knock it on your end.
Which room are they in?
Point to the room.
Far end, yeah. Far end
Cool.
on the left.
From previous experience, Alexander, everyone stay slightly back. I'm happy to be flashbanged again.
Yeah, everyone cover their eyes.
Cover your eyes.
How are you opening this door this time? Because this is a closed door, not a slightly ajar one compared to the last
Yeah, I'm
time.
gonna kick it down.
Yeah, kick it down. Okay. With the I'm gonna say you get this roll for it, but with the crash, you kick the door in. These are old doors; they're not heavily secured. Both double doors swing open, and in front of you is a empty reception room, covered in darkness, with only the faintest of moonlight coming through the windows. To give you an idea of the room you're looking at, there's a fireplace on the left, with a coffee table in the middle, with two sort of love seats either side. A couple bookcases on the far right. Next to the fireplace is kind of a large wall mirror, kind of like, you know, like door-sized mirrors you used to be able to get, kind of those kind. One of them in the corner next to the fireplace, and a few little drawers with knickknacks and bits of china and stuff like that on it. Kind of place would be nice to entertain someone. But no one. But still,
Hello.
logos. That sense is still flipping left and right, and as you get closer, it keeps flipping faster.
Come out, wherever you are.
Would it help in any way for me to do like sense the unseen, or is that what you already did? 'Cause I don't
That's
wanna repeat it if what you
I'm
did.
doing Scry the Soul, which is a little deeper. But if you do Sense the Unseen, you might be able to pick something up as well.
Okay, real quick, let me figure out how I do this.
So you literally just switch it on.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
So you switch it on, that's fine. Give me a resolve plus Auspex roll. I'm not going to give you a DC, this is just number of successes.
Perfect. And just so that I am
Mhm.
correct in this, one of these dice needs to be from my blood dice, yeah?
Do you have
if
yes?
you're hungry.
Yeah.
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 If you've got one hunger, yeah.
Yeah, I think we started off with one hunger.
So
Okay. So I'm thinking over 6 is success. That is 2 successes.
okay. To you at first, this room is empty. There's nothing supernatural. However, at a slightly delayed rate compared to Logos, Logos is very much on this, kind of like a fine-tuned beacon. You're getting that same duality, but at a much slower rate. You're struggling to pick up on it. You know it's there, but you feel like, I can imagine you sort of there with your hands out a little bit, and it almost feels like your hands are going through something, but not going through something.
Yeah, I relay this to the group, and I just say, keep an eye out, or more than an eye out. I don't. This feels weird.
I need to make, while you're doing this, I'm going to make a quick roll for it.
Is the ability affecting our minds directly, or is it an effect on the space they're in?
That's a very deep question.
I
It
want
is.
to know if it's obfuscate or obteneration.
Because if it's affecting my brain,
Mhm.
if it's an active effect on me, I do
Yeah.
have unswayed mind.
Okay. I will say, on everything else done so far, this is affecting the room, not your mind.
The people in it. Okay. Then instead, I'm going to activate awe.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Which I think takes a Val's check.
Why does Alexander have awe?
Because you.
because Ventru.
I'm Ventru.
Of all the people in this room, that should have activated all.
So it's free to activate.
It's free to activate. Cool.
Give me manipulation plus presence. Again, no
Yeah.
DC, number of successes.
I love how you guys like equal it to Venture when I'm a Venture with Daunt, so shut up.
To be fair, though, Valerian uses Daunt very well. When
yeah.
Valerian uses Daunt, you know something's gone down.
What's the
True.
difficulty?
0 for this is number of successes.
Jesus Christ.
Do you want to use that willpower?
I'm going to use that willpower that I managed to convince you to give me.
That was bad.
You were not joking, Callum.
No.
I am. There we go. Oh.
Yay!
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so that's 3 successes overall.
Come out. I know you're here.
At first, nothing seems to happen until you hear the sound of metal hitting metal, as if something had hit the ground. Then you sort of hear hushed whispers going, no, pull the fucker away from there, get him away from there. He's trying to go through. And I'm going to say, because I think Scrying and Thingy are still online, Logos and
I think that's for
Galley.
benches, actually.
They, now that you've heard that sound, you're both able to locate its location. It's coming from the mirror.
I look at Logos mirror.
Oh, that's new and fun.
That's so spooky.
Is there a poker next to the fireplace?
Yeah, there's a poker.
Logos will pick up the iron poker, wander over to the reflection, just tap it gently.
As you look at the mirror, at first, again, it's that duality in your brain. When you don't sense anything, what's looking back at you is simply you holding a poker in the room behind you. When you do sense it, the background behind you changes to a different room. A dark, clinical-looking room with shelves with computer equipment, a couple of bits of archive material. This isn't anywhere in the hotel. But then just as quick as you see it, that duality kicks in and the background changes.
I'm going to relay what I can see back to my friends, my companions, and just so that kind of ask Galley if they can see the same thing with their senses.
Galley can see the same. Again, at that slower rate, which actually at this point is actually more useful to you because you can see that room for longer. You can see 3 people in that room, in that mirror. 2 of them are holding one back, who seems to be trying to walk towards the mirror of their.
Just want to have a little
accord.
chat. Come on, let us in. Why don't you let us come and have a chat?
No,
I
in a compelled way. As if it's
in
being
which case-
compelled to walk towards the mirror. And the person walking towards it is actually a little bit bigger than the other 2, so they are really struggling to try and contain this person. And you can hear their voices sort of going, fuck, do something. They're looking at us. Something, anything.
Go on,
One to
move
the
your
left.
guests.
Would they like to make a stamina plus composure check? And I think, Galley, where you're standing next, you see some of the runes on Logos's wrist start to glow, and his eyes turn a sort of like a slight redder hue for a second, and you're pretty certain they have the same hue, same color. This is mine.
That is 0 successes. I rolled 3, 4, 4, 3.
Cool. Let's see if I
Hey, do you wanna willpower roll that?
I just got another critical.
Ooh.
That was amazing. So I got 4, 5, 6, 7 successes, and I will rouse the one to the left's blood
Ooh, okay.
to make them hungry.
If we were doing a happy hour right now, we would be drunk. We would be drunk.
Yeah, so they're now hungry. They are struggling. They're trying to fight. They don't fight it. They let go of the grip ever so slightly, which is enough for the middle person to break free and start walking towards the mirror as Orr is pulling them towards the door. I am going to roll a... where is it? Dexterity and athletics for the third guy.
Is rumbling something very low in Gaelic and
Um,
moving his fingers in a strange motion.
Oh, I do love my dice sometimes. Thank you for doing it when it counts. So that's 3 10s and
Ooh.
1 4. So that's 5 successes.
Hey, do you wanna willpower reroll that?
Can we willpower reroll that?
We'll spend willpower and you do the reroll.
That works in threes. That's how your joke works.
So-
I'll be here all weekend.
The situation in that room was getting very tense. It's getting to the point where they know they're about to get made. And the third guy, who no longer is restricted in having to try and hold this guy back, picks up a shotgun and just shoots the mirror. And just as quick as you see it, the whole mirror in front of you cracks. And they're gone. The connection's been destroyed at the very last moment.
No,
And they were forever stuck in limbo.
I'm not a fancy wizard. Care to fucking explain what the fuck that was?
I would love to actually. Is there any? Have I heard about this sort of skill before? This seems
So, this... I think in Lovis's travels, you probably have heard of people being able to kind of not hide dimensions, but kind of create almost portals in mirrors. The idea that you can, when you've got two mirrors that are identical to each other, you can pair them and you kind of make the room you want appear in the place you transfer the room across. That's why you were getting the duality, because the magic was essentially saying that room is actually here. Yeah. And, you know, it's essentially a, for lack of a better term, for people who are not of vampire lore, this is basically a really crude D&D dimension door.
Never heard of that. I don't know what a D&D is.
Vampirized. And
ridiculously vulgar. That was.
yes.
What about Castlevania?
Is that
think-
every mirror in the building that they're going to be in, or is it just that mirror?
Well, actually, do you want me to roll something for that, Hedge?
Yeah, roll. Let's have a look. I'll tell you what. You pick the pairing because you're.
I think intelligence occult. That one
Go for it.
favors me the best.
Go for it. If you.
5 successes.
5 successes. That kind of magic with mirrors is intensive. They would have had to have thoroughly prepared if they had a second mirror. On top of that, it would require them to prepare the spell beforehand. So even if they did have another mirror, it's gonna take time to put it into place. So at the very least, you know you've bought yourself some time.
Right. I think I'm going to relay this back to Gally and Alexander so that they are in on the loop, and I'm not going to hide anything from this particular instance.
How many of them were in there?
3. One of them
Shit.
is particularly hungry right now.
Well, okay. Maybe they can order
can-
Chinese.
Not that sort of hungry.
They were kindred.
All 3 of them.
Right. Who the fuck's fucking with us?
I have one tiny little nugget of information that I want to divulge, and one that may cause Gally to have a bit of a moment, because we know that Gally is fashion forward. That type of clothes that they were wearing looked very similar to Ravager's uniform.
I was about to ask if
Not-
I'd be able to get a vibe from their clothing.
Not an exact replica, but close enough that to someone not observing, you would be able to slip under their radar.
So less, these are definitely Ravagers, and more someone's trying to cosplay as Ravagers.
Mm-hmm. And one final note, just flipping up to logos as well, because I underlined this in my notes and forgot to say it out loud. To activate the spell, someone has to touch the mirror from the side that they want to go through. Someone was in here and then activated it. It's almost like someone put a distraction downstairs so someone could run upstairs and activate the mirror.
And it would have to be at the same time the Ravagers arrived.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when the distraction happened.
Gally thinks that this is not Ravagers.
Yeah.
This is them being set up by someone else.
Yeah,
Which makes sense. Kitty's the easiest one to kick.
I could say, "Oh, I have a stomachache." Oh, they dress badly, and I physically feeling
Yes.
sick.
How many mirrors were in the conference room?
Oh,
Did you specifically look?
I don't think any of us.
I don't think any of us
looked.
looked.
I don't
I
think I
assume there would be
mentioned-
no mirrors for vampires.
Okay, so I've got another question before we run off and try and fix this. Can I do this with just mirrors, or can I do this with any reflection?
Mirrors is easier,
Mhm.
and a larger surface is required to be able to move through. You need something about person size, It
Like a
can't
hotel
just-
window.
I think right. So I'm going out. Tell me if I'm wrong,
Yep.
Cage. I'm kind of assuming that it needs to be a clear,
It
concise
needs,
reflection.
yeah. So a hotel window wouldn't do the trick. It's too transparent.
Okay.
However, a dense enough body of water could do it.
So I'm not going to have to smash every plate in the building.
Wasn't
No,
there a fountain in one of the rooms? Am I completely making that up?
there's a fountain in the main entrance.
Cool. Cool. Hate that.
Smash
Um,
everything.
Who would ever put a water feature inside, you bitch?
Most of the toilets just start smashing shit.
What do we do?
Well, first off, I'm going to let Valerian know what we found in a roundabout way. And then I suggest we try and find whoever is inside activating mirrors.
Gally, you said they look like Ravagers. Could you, if you were looking at a group of Ravagers, tell us which one of them isn't dressed properly?
I mean, none of them are dressed properly. But now that I
They are.
know, now that I know what's, see, it's like trying to find a knockoff of something that's already pretty cheap and bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you cut corners when corners didn't even need to be cut.
Logos
find-
is
yeah.
so reconsidering this mentoring thing.
Yes or no? Can you do it?
The second I get close to the person who it is, I might throw up. So yes.
Fine, let's go then. Let's go back.
Can you find the Balenciaga in between the Balenciagas or no? Like, God.
Where are the espadrilles?
They're like, yeah, this one.
Lotus is
Make me
gonna
bring your
text-
mama into this.
It's going to text Valerian. we have we definitely have a friend inside the building, disguised as somebody else. We have put a stop to something. Going to see if we can track this individual down.
I hate
Told
that
us
you're being
to be
this
wary of
vague.
mirrors.
So
I
you-
hate that you're being this vague. What are you talking about?
That's your response.
uh,
Our bright encounter earlier, he was not alone.
Okay.
I think
That does not tell me a thing.
as you sort of stare at your phone, Valerian, trying to decrypt what was going on, Quinn kind of looks over your shoulder, and has read the text.
What
She's
text? Oh, you texted this to me?
Sorry, it's like that's what I was saying.
Oh,
No, I'm not
God.
speaking as it's me texting you as we're moving. Sort of thing.
Oh,
It's like,
God.
yeah.
We have a visual language on this show that we pull out our phones and do.
Yeah, exactly. So
Oh,
Oh,
why
sorry.
don't you-
I see. I'm
why don't
used
you
to doing
pull
that.
out your
That's-
phone?
no.
We do it a
Straight up
lot. It's a thing that
FaceTime you.
happens a
I
lot in this
I have
campaign.
no idea why they do it. We never specified it. It became a thing. So
It's just good to know, you know. I am pulling out my phone to talk
Yeah.
to you.
We all have touchscreen phones. Vampires can't use touchscreen phones without using the blush of life.
Oh
And
my
none of us have
God.
done it.
I thought of that.
Yeah, in theory, probably, but we gloss over that for the sake of otherwise modern role players would be extremely difficult.
Well, we've all just got Nokia bricks.
First
There's a
thing I did
vampire
upon becoming
Nokia brick
kindred
like
by a
ring
Nokia.
that I've
Yeah.
probably
No.
done.
Logos
That's
has one with
Alexander's
buttons so that he
business.
can walk and text at the same time. I don't
Yeah.
know what the rest of you are still trying to do.
Straight up FaceTime someone.
Yeah.
Hey, what up?
So, Quinn kind of looks over your shoulder, sees the text. So someone is trying to cause
Quinn.
havoc.
What have I told you in the years that we have spent together? Do not creep up on me like that or look at my messages.
It's not my fault that you have the awareness of a. I'm not going to finish that
Oh.
one.
Of course.
I'm not.
Yeah.
It would be an
Blind
insult.
fat.
It would be an insult to them to pair
Mm.
you with them.
Hmm.
But anyway,
Of course.
I appreciate what you're doing. I know this isn't easy. There is a mantle of responsibility that I and everyone else, whether they know it or not, are placing on you. And you didn't necessarily ask for it. However, let's not kid ourselves. You would gladly take this in a second.
Seems you've gotten to know me well, Quinn. Sadly.
Well, me, you, Albert, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. We were both taught from the same playbook.
You're right.
And I will admit, it's nice to play chess against someone who I know knows what they're doing.
Good.
However,
So,
no, go on, no, please.
we have visitors. That's all. Visitors that are not expected. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, I suppose all I can do is keep an ear out. I mean, the final group should be arriving any moment now. Although,
Good.
I get the impression they're probably going to be a small group. You know what they're like. Ghosts. They're probably here right now. Although, to be fair, remember how I said the one reason I never had CCTV was I didn't want the Inquisition to be spying on me?
Mhm.
I'm gonna lie, okay? The reason why I have CCTV is I want the ghosts spying on me.
Hmm.
The Inquisition, I don't give two flying monkeys about. They've probably got files on all of us, all waiting to execute and kill us all. That I can live with. What I can't live with is having fellow kindred having the upper hand on me. So, that's why there's no cameras here.
You always were one step ahead of everyone else.
Of course. They have to be. Anyway. Make sure you're comfortable. I know not having
Okay.
Marcus around probably makes you a little tense.
Oh, please. I could get rid of Marcus and pay him as much as he needs for the rest of his life. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know you could, but hey, you wouldn't do it though, would you?
No.
No, of course you wouldn't.
No.
For you see, Valerian, Val, for the first time in our little charade, you finally did the one thing I didn't think you'd ever be able to do. And that was make a mistake. You've always been the cold-hearted one out of us two. The one that's able to detach, discard, reuse, remove, as and when you need to. That's why you never have a coterie. You just sort of exist. But Marcus? Marcus was the first time you turned around and said, hey, I'm going to keep that around. And that's a weakness that I'm not saying that I would. Why would I? But someone could exploit.
You make interesting points, sister. You bring up something so small and detailed that I would not have thought you would pick up on.
Don't get me wrong, I am a hypocrite saying this. After all, I do have a whole group of people following my every word. That's a million weaknesses waiting to stab me in the back. But I just find it very uncharacteristic of you. Considering how, let's be clear, the reason you are the person who supplies all the blood bags around London is because there is no one else left to distribute blood bags across London. You sit there in your white suit, trying to look like the angel of virtue, but you are nothing but. That suit really should be red.
It is plenty of times, don't worry.
Oh, how
truly,
you
Quinn.
proved my point.
But truly, Quinn, I don't know. It's just you bring up interesting points, and I see you in a different light, really. You know, I don't necessarily not see you as a sister, but
I would like to think we formed a bond. We have a common link,
truly.
you know? Admittedly, I have had a bit longer in this game than you. I don't know. Maybe I'm being petty. Maybe I'm looking at how long you've been here and how long I've been here and how much progress you've made in that time versus the progress I made in that time. And maybe there's a vanity side of me that doesn't like that you might just be doing better.
Quinn, my dear. Jealousy is a disease. Get well soon.
Um,
Fucking hell. Fuck my life. Jesus Christ.
She's gonna need a second burial after that, though. Fuck.
I was gonna say that came left of field. I mean, she does deserve it. Quinn is being a bit over the boundaries right now.
This is literally Valerian's way of saying, like, get a fucking grip. Like, get it together. Like, God.
That's
It's,
another girly.
Look,
it's serious, but like, God.
Can I just say, no CCTV keeps you one step ahead. One step ahead! We would have known who was doing his entire thing if we had CCTV. It would have been so much easier. Someone planted that mirror, and you know what would be
Well,
really fucking
she
easy?
wants all the
To plant
power.
camera.
She's just power
One
hungry.
step ahead,
That's
my
okay.
ass.
It's okay. She's just power hungry. She's
exactly.
I mean, just put CCTV in and control who has access to it. 'Cause if not,
Closed circuit
nothing
television is
stopping
literally
anyone
what
from
it means. It literally means closed circuit.
literally, because if you don't know that you have cameras in, I can just pop in, put in a camera, and be like, oh, from pow.
Logos will tell you there's a particular group of people who can tap into closed circuit TV just by walking past it.
Yeah.
Mm, that's why, you know.
And a
Quinn!
lot of them have aligned themselves with the Inquisition.
Quinn. First of all, Quinn takes a step back. Immediately takes a step back.
I think Valerian is not done talking. I think that Valerian says that, and then he goes, just because I'm a neutral space, it does not mean that I am doing better or anything more than you are. We are equals, Quinn, always have been. You just fail to see that you do not have any power over me.
A very small grin sort of tugs at the edges of her lips. Okay. If that's the way you want the deck to be played out. Okay. Neutrality is a wonderful thing. But remember, historically, those who said they were neutral would eventually get steamrolled by those who wanted to take what they wanted. And don't worry, I'm not as stupid to sit behind them as you know. And at that point, I think Quinn takes a couple more steps back. She wants to be the one that she wants to end this conversation on her words, not yours. So she's going to go out of her way to move backwards so that you can't get a decent response in before turning to the conference room.
Oh, bitch!
Just that's always the response you give to that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think that whoever is close enough to Valerian can just hear him go.
At that point, however, Valerian, the rest of your group catch up with you. You're all back in the entrance to the ballroom.
We've been pegging it down the corridor. Good God, stop this mirror.
However, you don't really get long to pay your pieces, because behind you, Valerian, stands the next group. The so-called Ghosts of London.
What do they look like?
They are wearing masks. They are all wearing, because this is more of a modern era, they are all wearing those LED front masks.
Oh
Um,
my god. One of those that I've always wanted? Yeah, thank you for reminding me,
one of those
actually.
you always wanted. And they are all wearing the same clothes. They are all wearing the same beanie. Aside from the lights on their faces, it would be impossible to distinguish one from another. Such is the way of the ghosts. And
Now I just imagine the fucking Squid Game people.
do you know what? That's not actually too bad of an analogy.
Yeah.
You invited Daft Punk.
Whoa!
Is someone carrying a synth?
We're gonna
Like
go.
fucking Sean Legacy up in here.
We're gonna go on a break. However, the last thing I'm gonna say before we cut for break, as they enter, all of your phones lose signal.
Of course.
And that is where we're gonna leave it. Go take 10 minutes. We're gonna be back in 10 minutes. Go rehydrate, go to the toilet, do what you need to do. We will be back at just before, hopefully, 10 to 9 our time, 10 to 10 on the continent. And we will see you then. Izzy, bye.
Yeah, bye.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you had a good break. Got to do what you need to do, and you're sitting comfortably. I realize I said do what I. One day I will do intros and outros. Right, that is
Yeah,
not
the
it.
nice shit, people.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm
You may as
British.
well
I have
have.
to be polite, okay? You know, it's just my innate politeness coming out. You know, yeah, are you okay? Did you definitely do? Yeah, you good?
You're back.
You're back.
Better be. If not, I'll send
Also
the boys
British, but
round.
just from a very different area.
Yes. Yeah, totally different area.
Yeah, and I'm
Oh.
Dutch and I don't ask any of that, so.
No, you bring back things like
We're back.
jealousy get well
Let's
too.
Exactly.
You know, those barbs. Last, before we broke up on our break, we discovered that Quinn got savage emotional damage after Valerian turned around and stepped up, I guess, for lack of a better word. And we met our final group, the mysterious ghosts of London, who all look the same, all have the same mask.
So London film is like all my friends.
Yep. To be one is to be good. Now, everyone else brought like 20 to 30 people with them. There were 5
Are
of
they all the
these.
same height?
Near enough. Near enough. Not exactly the same height, but near enough. You get the impression that if you really wanted to, and I mean really wanted to, you probably could distinguish these 5 apart, but it would take immense concentration and memory to remember who was who.
I'm game.
Start rolling.
Oh, of course. I'll tell you what then.
The brains of the party is very game on trying to get the differences there.
Do intelligence plus investigation or awareness, whichever one is higher.
I will take awareness. Thank you, Hedge. Very generous of you.
Surely the difficulty is 5.
No, the difficulty is 3. I'm not
Well,
gonna
that's
be 2.
good because that's what I got.
3 for 3. Yeah, so the reason why I said awareness or investigation is I think both can be applied depending on which type of set of thoughts you try to run through this. With awareness, yeah, you can pick out those tiny little things in this group. One slightly taller than the other. One has their beanie not quite right. It's not quite set into the mask properly. You know, they have different. The most important thing is they have different shoe sizes. While they wear baggy boots, it is possible, if you're astute enough, to figure out who's wearing what size boot. They try to be uniform, but no one can be truly uniform.
There's subtle differences in body language, things like that. That's okay, cool. I think Logos does this deliberately because one, that's funny, and that's completely up his sense of humor, and 2, that might be useful later.
Yeah, it might be. We're about to play a game called Let's See How Much Inez and Callum Remember from episode 1.
I'm going to tell you right now, just about 0%.
0%.
Just about nothing.
To be fair, for most of it, I was on my own going into the enemy territory and
So,
demanding
to
to
the
speak to a
unknown.
leader.
You can say
to
that,
narrow this down a
absolutely.
bit, to jog a bit of memory, Callum wasn't there, Inez was. But
I shut my brain off when I'm not there, so I don't mess a game.
So the leader walks forward, and you know their name. Their name is Axolotl.
Ah, yes.
I
remember. Oh my god, look.
You remember? You remember? It's almost like I'm laying a trap in the future, in the past. So you see that.
That's a paradox.
So all their masks the same. the same kind of orange. They've got orange lights on all of them, all the way around. And just to make it even more confusing, they're all wearing voice synthesizers that are tuned to just the same voice. Again, for someone like Logos, it's obviously voice modulation is not perfect. Even in modulation, your true voice is still there. So Logos can definitely pick out by voice which of the 5 is who.
I mean, very quietly, whilst they're kind of making their entrance, Logos is not giving them all the details, but he's calling out certain details like visible slips,
Yeah.
and which one definitely seems to have a larger, more say masculine or more feminine or builds and things like that they're trying to disguise, just to kind of give you guys the same sort of information that he's currently storing away for later.
So the first one, the middle one, comes forward. We are here as requested. We, Axolotl, are here. Emphasis on we.
So Valerian takes, I think, a bit more of a rigid upright stance, and it just kind of goes, "It is very good seeing you. Thank you for coming. We really do appreciate it."
We understand that a deal may be done, one that protects all of our interests. As you see them speak, you notice it's a little unnerving to those that aren't prepared, but the sentences break mid-sentence and another person picks it up and runs with it. So you are technically you're technically talking to all 5 of them simultaneously.
I hate that.
I mean, you would know this kind of Valerian, that this is their whole gimmick. All the same, all for one for all kind of thing. We're they can't find us if we all look the same.
Yeah.
Because who knows? It could just be teenagers pulling a prank on someone. It's a weird disguise. It definitely is the most out there disguise. It's a tactic, and also they're very apt with technology. That is their gimmick. They are very good with tech, so they can manipulate the odds in their favor. That is why.
So, do I know if these people are Nosferatu or not?
You do not. They take great pains. So you know, for example, that Axel is a gangrel. You know that Kit is a Bruja. These people go to great lengths to disguise everything about their lives. All they want you to see is, hey, we are one. Yeah, that front. Again, Logos, probably with that perception, you can probably start to break down some of the telltale signs of certain clans that have very specific tells. There's definitely Nosferatu in there. Definitely. Somewhere. It may be difficult to pinpoint the exact one, but you can definitely sense it in there.
I'm actually going to, if you don't mind, I can sense the unseen around them. Not because I don't trust them, but I feel like this is the sort of people that would bring along ministry members or something like that to try and give themselves an edge.
You do that, and you see nothing.
Cool.
However, you are right. Your intuition is definitely on point. That would be probably standard procedure on a normal night. But given, I think the impression they're trying to give as they do the introductions is they are letting their guard down to a degree. That they still want to keep some of the mask, but they're coming here in the best faith that this group can muster. And that means leaving behind certain tricks. The phone scramblers, nah, they're still bringing them. They prove very useful. But it would not be unheard of for them to employ unseen tactics, as opposed to people like Kit, who, well, doesn't like them at all. Would much rather punch you in the face and say that he hates you, which, depending on your, philosophical outlook on life, maybe that's a better thing to be. Maybe it's better to be upfront than it is to be covert, but we are glad you invited us. Part of us was expecting you would discard us from these negotiations and progress and divvy up our territory without us, since we go out of our way to hide. Again, in their language, the way they speak, you can tell, Logos can definitely tell. Valerian, I think you can just about pick up on it. There is a hint of warmth in their voice when they address Valerian directly.
Sorry, just to clarify,
Yep.
they were happy not to come to negotiations and just have their territory split up without them being there. But
No.
someone has demanded they come here.
So they are grateful they've been invited. From
Oh,
their,
sorry, grateful.
yeah,
Sorry,
from their
I
point
misunderstood
of
what you
view,
were saying.
yeah, from their point of view, because the ghosts don't typically want to be seen, they thought maybe they'd have got forgotten about, and so they were just drawn all over London with a new map.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
Yes.
Because no one knows the true size of the ghosts. Again, it's an enigma. Why that warmth towards Valerian? I mean, from Valerian's point of view, it's blatantly obvious. The ghosts are Valerian's biggest customer. Because they refuse to feed on anything but blood bags, because that leaves the smallest amount of material evidence, and is the safest way for them to feed, at least in their view. It technically means that Valerians made a killing at their lifestyle expense. So it's kind of like the way you greet your favorite customer.
Exactly, and that's exactly how Valerian responds to them. Like everyone can hear that they have this bond that transcends, like it is business in its core. However, it expands beyond that, of like, we have this relationship of like, I keep you alive and I don't ask anything in return except for a payment, and that's all. And that's why Valerian goes, please, I would not have thought of not inviting you. You are an integral part of kindred nature and living in London.
I'm going to ask this retrospectively, but do you think Valerian was the one to invite the ghosts as opposed to Quinn?
I think so. I think that Quinn was the one that was like, why are we inviting them? And Valerian was like, hello? They're like, we don't know how big they are, so please invite them. They are kindred among us after all. Like,
that's fair.
Please.
Among us. Sorry.
Stop.
I mean, that's actually more apt than you think, because there is technically an imposter among you.
I was going to say,
That's
oh my
God.
all this conversation is happening because I don't give two
Literally among
shits
us.
about some Daft Punk tribute band.
Wow.
I think would it be okay for like Alexander and Gally to get to work? Alexander points over to the Ravagers. Find me the imposter. Meanwhile, Alexander's just going to go around grabbing mirrors in the room.
Oh my God.
Spamming them.
just tightens up their bow tie, like takes their jacket off, and is now just wearing a shirt and a bow tie, just look like a staff member going around pulling down.
Pulling mirrors off the wall.
Mirror
Yeah,
face
I'm just going
down,
around
so
all the
they're just
room trying to find all the mirrors, like any slightly
Turn them around.
Yeah.
True.
plates that are too shiny. Just grab the plate.
Put that in your pocket, you know. You're not
so
stealing.
I'll say that if Alexander and Gally want to head out and go do some other bits around the hall, they certainly can. I'll start quick with Alexander. In terms of mirrors, the ballroom has none. The ballroom has none. The main reception room on the ground floor has none. It does have that fountain, which is currently turned on. It's like a 3-tier
Don't we
fountain.
visit the receptionist?
Oh god, not you again. What are you doing? I thought we already ascertained that you did what you needed to do.
Listen, this is a high-stakes security situation going on here. I need you to turn that fucking fountain off.
Oh no, is the water gonna come out and kill us?
No, but I might kill you if you don't pay attention to what I'm saying.
Whoa!
Jeez, it's almost like, and you see that they point to a sign that it's one of those signs that kind of says, you know, be civil to our staff, or you know.
Sorry, I apologise. Let me get my pass out that lets me be an arsehole to you.
You didn't have to
I'm
be
not in the mood for messing around. This could be the most important day of the history of the last 50 years of London.
Okay, Mr. Bond. And you just see they sort of press a button underneath the desk that turns the fountain off. The
Cool.
water just sort of
Reaches
goes still.
round, breaks the button.
And-
Turns off, breaks the button.
Wait, it was moving before, and now you've just made it still.
I didn't want to tell him that because he turned it off.
You
Get a
just
big
made
straw.
the situation worse.
Surely it drains out, right?
It does drain out, yes, but not at a rapid rate. It's gonna take at least 15 minutes to drain in its entirety.
Okay, I'm gonna pull the drain.
Okay, yeah. So you pull the
Just gonna
drain
rip
cover out.
Just gonna rip a hole out of the
Um,
bottom of it.
While you're
Like the
doing
water.
this, the ghosts are kind of like trying to speak to Valerian, and I think Logos can tell it. Like their eyes behind the mask are just sort of shifting towards the fountain.
It's in a different room.
No, they came in. So they're standing at the entrance of the ballroom.
Oh well, fuck it.
So they can see you in their peripheral vision.
I think Logos will go. He's a bit older. He's got this thing about running water.
Some of us can't cross running water. I'm sorry. Just in case some of us couldn't cross running water, I thought it'd be nice. Also, some of us can't see ourselves in reflections. It's a little bit rude to have a bunch of reflections around the place.
Logos is literally passing it off as like this is
a crazy old man syndrome.
Well, no, this is he's doing things that are polite, but they're just polite for certain types of people.
You sort of see they kind of, because they've got the masks. Yeah, I think their masks, obviously because they're LED masks, they can change them. There's also question marks all sort of pop up on it. We'll take your word on that one. It's just a little strange, and we don't do strange.
What the fuck are you talking about? You all wearing LED masks with fucking animations. Who the fuck is programming that? How many of them have you got pre-programmed?
You see one of them pulls up their arm. There's about 20 pre-programmed buttons.
That's
all
fucking
on there.
normal, is it?
It serves a purpose.
Let me get on with my business, and I'll let you get on with your business. That's how we've always operated, isn't it?
I think we've heard of that one. I think we'll just stay back if that's all right.
Continues to smash his fountain. Lethal body.
Gally. So are you playing Sniffer Dog? around the Ravagers?
Absolutely.
Okay. Give me. How are you doing this? How are you maneuvering the ballroom?
I'm not associated with any one faction.
No, you are
and
neutral.
And as far as I was aware before coming here, I was just here to do just to be a pretty face to make people feel comfortable.
Mhm.
Talking to people that they probably want to kill. So I think I'm just doing my job and just going around to people being like, hey, is there anything I can get you? Is everything to your satisfaction? Can I take your coat? You know, the very polite hosting type of things at the
I
beginning
am-
of a big party.
I'm so glad that you said that. I didn't just say looking around trying to find someone, because that changes the role in its entirety.
Yeah, I'm getting close to them. Close enough that I'm just gauging like,
Give
oh, he's gonna get
me-
you to chat, and if I can get my hands on their clothes, I will.
Give me charisma plus either performance or persuasion.
No, I love how you saw that exactly in my eyes. You know, I saw you saw that. Okay.
What was originally going to be a wits and awareness, because like you're looking around, but if you're going to actively go around and try and sweet talk these people, no DC, just number of successes.
Perfect. I have expertise in persuasion, but not the kind that I'm trying to do. Don't fuck me, dice. Oh, that's a lot of nines. Fuck me.
That's good.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7 successes.
Damn. 7. Jeez Louise. Okay, so I'm going to say this. You are so graceful as you sort of move around this ballroom that even the Ravagers, who normally would just push or shout or bark people away, can't quite do it. That charm offensive just sort of goes over them. Everyone
Reach
feels
out to shove you. You just
yeah.
go. Stop flirting.
Yeah, like
Oh, with the Ravagers, because
Hmm.
they're putting on the tough guy act, I'm 100% leaning into it.
Hmm.
I'm like doing like the light, just the shoulder touches, just like, oh, that bicep's really big. I'm take off someone, I take off like their jacket, and I'm just using it as an excuse to like lightly just like squeeze their bicep. You know, like I'm straight up flirting with them, just getting them comfortable.
So it has mixed effects. Some people this works quite well on. Others it makes them uncomfortable, but it makes them uncomfortable enough that it becomes very clear who their affiliation lies with. I think you're very good at reading people's kind of gut response to having their bicep squeezed. And so you
It's not
kind of
everyone.
know. No, but you get enough of a vibe because people watch, people's peripheral vision see things, and people subconscious. I mean, Logos is definitely a person who can read up on body language from like a mile away, but Gally has some skill in it as well, just from a more social perspective. You, with 7 successes, have no issue finding the imposter in the room. Because there is one standing there, and they've been standing there the whole time. Just, you didn't know what you were looking for. There is one Ravager who is doing a very good job of blending into the room, but at the same time staying away from the rest of the Ravagers. It's almost like perfect positioning. If one group goes to the left, they duck around the back of the canopy table and then come out the other side. Again, the disguise is enough to fool most people. And to be honest, it probably fools a good chunk of the Ravagers as well. The only person it wouldn't fool is Kit. But now Kit's not in the room, there's no need to be as overt as before. Which, if anything, may find them even harder, because now they're actively blending in rather than avoiding things.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're currently in the corner, messing around. It looks like they're kind of huddled against the wall, their sort of shoulders blocking what they're doing.
Yeah, perfect. I think I just kind of look over at where Logos is, try to get your eye without saying anything. I just kind of, do a little motion with my head to indicate that's our person. And just gonna walk up and just be like, "Hey, sorry if I'm bothering. Is everything okay? Can I help you with anything? Have you enjoying the food?"
They almost jump, thinking that they were hidden, or at least not, discernible. Oh, I'm fine. You see, they're holding a phone, and they're desperately trying to send a text, but inadvertently, the ghosts are here. Phones no longer work.
Yeah.
So, all you can see on the screen is just message failed, message failed, message failed, message failed. You actually can't see the text because there's just so many message failed to send receipts. No. What are you looking at? Get back. So the tough guy act kind of comes back on again.
Hey, sorry, big guy. Phone, the reception just kind of cut out there for a second. I think those guys, I think the Daft Punk group, the K-pop Daft Punk came in and they just kind of messed it up.
You see
bit.
that he looked, and under his breath, so quietly that you could just about pick it up, goes, "Shit, I think I'm out of time." Anyway, I need to go. I ate some food and I forgot that I can't eat it. Like the worst bluff in all existence. Just starts like pedaling away from you.
Where are they leaving to? Are they coming
They
towards
are
me?
backpedaling towards the conference room.
The one
Cool.
where Kit is?
The one where Kit is.
yeah,
But they
okay.
don't know that.
Is that
In that case,
where
I fully keep walking them over in that direction. And
Would I have time to reach them?
absolutely.
Or am I too far away?
So to give you an idea of what this is like in my head, you've got the door there. So you got two rooms. Left room is the ballroom. Right room is like the main entrance. At the moment, Valerian and the Ghost and Logos are standing in the doorway between the two. You are standing in the main entrance. Gally is in the reception room. You can't see each other.
Okay, cool. I'll just keep messing around in the reception then.
Logos can see both of you. So in theory, Logos could discreetly has magic cost. It will cost you time. So if you do decide to come in, you will come in on the opposite end of the room just as he's reaching the conference room door.
I mean, Logos will definitely, once Gali has spotted something, given that we've talked about what we're looking for, we'll probably just flag Alexander down and just kind of point towards the direction that Gali went, and just kind of lean into Valerian and go, "If you'll excuse me for a moment."
What?
I think we have found our friend.
Fun. Chase them.
Yeah, I think so. Logos will step back far enough so that he can still see Valerian, but he has a clearer view on what Gali is doing.
So I think you sort of backpedal a few steps actually into the ballroom, so now you can sort of see the doorway. You can just see Alexander on the cusp of your vision, and then you can see the conference room door clearly.
I think Alexander's going to try and beeline it with the intent that when they get in view, to use all again to try and kind of pull this guy away from the door. But I might not be having the time, so like if I'm late,
I think from a time point of view, you are pushing it severely. Especially because I think Gali is doing a tremendous job of somehow socially pressuring them into going towards the conference room door. I can see what Gali is trying to do, and that is a A-star play. It's only when I said it out loud that Kit was in the conference room, I thought, oh, I see what your game plan is here.
I'm gonna put them right in front of the person that they're trying to avoid and be like, "This your boy? No, jump him."
That sure is a great idea. Just in Alexander's head, that's the worst plan. You trying to put the assassin in the room with Abraham Lincoln? You fucking mad?
Hey.
This guy opens the door, the conference room. He does that kind of like that way where you open the door just enough for you to slide back into, and as Gally's all coming forward, he's like, "No, it's okay, I got this. Bye bye." Closes the door, and on the other side of the door, you suddenly hear shouting. Kit's voice at the top of his lungs, shouting, "Roman, you fucking scumbag! What are you doing here? You're not part of us anymore. Who the fuck invited you here?" Just as quick as that door closed, it opens, and this guy is bolting for the entrance.
Well, Geldy's right there.
Gally is right
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Um,
Gally, do your stuff.
Now, I am absolutely not a physical character. Would ain't no
Grab him
way.
by the scruff of the neck. It's not that hard. You don't need to be a big strong boy.
There
No,
are two things that I think I could do.
go on.
Oh, I'm gonna just propose both because I
No, go
don't know the system enough mechanically. I could either use awe to try
Mhm.
put him again, false sense of security, be like, "Hey, no, what's going on?" Like physically put
Mhm.
my hands on his shoulders and be
Yep.
like, "Sit down, you're not well right now." Or cat's grace to straight up just try grab them and just be quicker than them. And be like, whoa, hey, it's okay. Don't stress yourself.
Uh,
You know?
let
But both are good plans. I think you want to look at the stats associated with those options.
So,
and
I'm
choose
just
which one you've
better
got a
at my
better chance
social
with.
stuff.
that's fine. So, Cat's Grace, I believe that you add your celerity score to dexterity rolls. That would just give you 3 dice because you have nothing in athletics. It would probably
I
be
really
dexterity and athletics if you wanted to try and grab someone, especially if they're trying to bolt out of a room at speed.
So
Or
you
is
know what to do.
yeah, or is probably your best.
Yeah, I'm a good. I don't know why I said that. I'm
No.
not a physical character.
It was honestly a good suggestion,
no,
you
It
know?
looks really cool.
Yeah.
Both great
Exactly.
plans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just like which one you can mechanically pull off.
yeah. I
I
mean,
think I'll go. I'll bat my eyelashes and fully ignoring Kit shouting. I'm just gonna say, "Hey, it's just you and me. What's up? You can talk to me."
give
just try
me give me
Love that.
manipulation plus presence
I can
up
do
against
that.
their composure and intelligence. Which, fun fact, Ravagers are not very composed or intelligent. You need to be 2. He did not roll well.
I believe in you.
He did not roll well.
Can I use a willpower to reroll one of them? Because I got 2 successes, so I just want to see if I can get a 3rd success.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
Is that how that works?
Yeah,
That is how that
you
works,
could.
yes.
I mean, yeah, meets
How many
his
dice are you
beats.
rolling?
It was manipulation and presence, so I'm only rolling 3.
Okay.
I just need this one to be a success, and then I'm good. That's not. I got 2.
2 meets his beats. You're fine. You've got just enough to pull him to the side. Kit starts walking to the edge of the conference room door, clearly looking pissed off. The rest of the Ravagers are very quickly kind of not mobilizing, but are now on alert.
I would love to step in at that point.
Yep.
Like actually like physically holding like stepping in between Gally and Kit and just being like, "Kit, please don't do anything stupid, not on tonight."
Who the fuck do you think you are, Valerian? That is my problem.
I know it is. I know it is. However, we don't need to solve our own problems all the time. We can have help.
Oh, was this one of your little plans? Oh, I know. Let's bring back someone that Kit kicked out of the group. Force Kit to get mad, and then I can swoop in and look like the arbiter, because that makes me look good, and who knows, maybe I'll think, oh, Valerian can really get shit done. Maybe I should back him.
I put a hand on his shoulder and I go, exactly, kid. That is exactly what I was trying to do. Yes. You are
You
completely
really
right.
are thick as pig shit, aren't you?
I am.
So just so I have a state of play.
Yep.
Valerian's gone over to Kit by the conference room door.
Yep, to stop him from coming out and causing havoc.
Ali is also there.
Yep, Galley's
With
holding
Roman.
the Roman.
Where's Logos?
I'm on my way over. I left Valerian behind, so
Yeah.
it should be somewhere reasonably close.
You're in the vicinity. You're kind of on
Cool.
the outback guard almost.
For once, Alexander's going to do something for the sake of the rest of the team.
No
Turns
way.
around, because it was on the way as well, has turned around and sees all these groups of people, starts awe, and starts telling a really long story
Oh my god.
to distract them from the chaos that's happening in the main room. So like,
That's
kind of like
so
pulls them
genius.
all in through back into the reception and starts talking about, I'm now going to give a guided tour
I'll tell you what.
of this hotel.
Give me.
Oh my god.
I'll say that all activates. Give me charisma plus performance. Add an extra dice for all, because we'll say you're attractive to look
Yeah.
at the moment. And do you know what? If you want to put a comedic spin on it,
Oh, absolutely.
take your comedic specialty as well. So plus
What's
2
the
dice.
difficulty?
Difficulty is
4. I
Wait,
felt like you were going
I'll
to say
say-
4.
unless there'll be 2 difficulties. 3 is you do good. 4
Yeah.
is you do great.
Okay.
Mm,
That's a 3 shit.
Yes.
I'm gonna because it's a one-shot character. We're gonna fucking willpower. We're gonna use that willpower. I've got it.
Yes.
And we just need to get another 1. Come on. Yes,
Hey, there you go.
fine.
Oh
Fine.
my god.
Okay. You do a very good job of kind of entrancing everyone else towards you. I'm gonna be honest. They're looking at you not because they're interested in the story. It's more of
Absolutely
what the fuck is this guy doing?
As you can see here, we have a fountain that was installed 5 years ago, donated by a lovely chap.
Point,
Unfortunately, I have broken it this morning.
that's it. Yeah. Before you even get to the point of saying "am broken," one of the ghosts group collectively go "and was broken approximately 5 minutes ago by said
Oh my
person."
god.
Gives the room some character, doesn't it?
So yeah,
And
the whole
continues to do this. So,
Logos,
like,
as he's wondering for this, that's definitely one way of putting it.
So all of the factions are currently focused on Alexander. Therefore, no one is escalating. That gives the remaining 3 of you a chance to do what you want. I will say all will not last much longer. So if you've got to play, now would be the time to play it.
For
Did
sure.
I hear what this kindred's name was? And I did hear Kit shouting.
Yeah, you heard him shout. It's Roman.
Roman.
I think there's a smile and a proud nod to Gali as Logos steps up. Damn, I'm gonna end up being a mental buddy this evening.
The character art for Logos is avoid being a father figure. It's like,
Yeah.
don't do it. Don't do it.
There's a whole big thing there.
Oh my
Mostly called being a Tremere. As he walks up to this Roman, he kind of looks over. Roman, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
You know who I am, and you know what the reputation I have is. Now, I'm in a good mood because I'm having an interesting night. And if you don't want to face your beast unwillingly, you are about to tell us everything about what you're involved in.
He gasps for a moment. So how hard is Gally kind of holding on to him, or kind of
How
like
hard is Gally?
Oh my god!
Anyway,
he looks behind him.
Naughty.
At this point, his back's nearly up against a wall,
yeah.
and he looks around the wall, looks back at Logos, and Logos, you can definitely tell in his mind he's weighing up the options.
How much blood do I have in my body? How
and-
quickly can Logos burn it?
If I could add just like the what it looks like for Gally. For Gally, looking at it, it's just juxtaposition. Very soft eyes, kind face, hands holding onto like here in the shoulder.
Yeah.
Like long acrylic nails digging in, and where like puncture wounds are starting to form. Like it's starting to go through the shirt and into the
The
skin.
good news is by holding him at the shoulders, he only needs his elbow. You see he flings his elbow back into the fire alarm.
Ah, you dick.
As the fire alarm goes off, and I think certain people might know where I'm going with this, the sprinklers activate across the entire floor.
Of course.
This floor isn't carpet, it's marble.
Oh no. Oh, that's so freaking clever.
That is really clever.
You can sort of see that a twisted grin, kind of forms on this Roman's face. I really didn't want to do that. You didn't really
grab
want me
him by
to do
the
that.
chin. Burn.
You know
I
what?
can-
I'm ready.
My body is ready.
Sorry, wouldn't they have to have a replica of the entire floor?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I see what you're doing. You're pulling at things, but you haven't got the full picture.
Yeah, I'm just going on base of what we've been
Yeah.
told, and I'm like,
Yep.
if they
Based
are,
on what you know, yes. But
you
all
can't
you
replicate a puddle. No two
They would have
puddles are
had
the
to just
same.
touch it, and this man's been touching the floor all day. If we're counting walking, touching.
Okay, so Logos goes ahead and wants to.
I'm just going to burn off some of his vitae so he's got less strength to fight back when Alexander comes over here and rips his head off.
I'm currently entertaining a crowd. I ain't got time.
Why are you talking about Alexander? Valerian is right there. Like,
But Valerian, please feel free, but I just didn't think you want to ruin your suit.
Also, wasn't it specifically noted that the Ravager's shoes were dirty?
Yeah.
Ah, it's scanning. They're nasty.
Muddy floor.
Nasty.
That's
been
all
looking.
I'm saying. Muddy floor.
Ooh, so that's 5 successes.
well, if the sprinklers are on, the floor is now clean. So,
The floor is now clean. So I'm going to speed run a little bit of this. That way that we're not. Do you want to take out this kindred?
I want to put him on the edge so that his resolve is
Mhm.
completely stripped back. He knows
Okay.
that he's very close to the beast and
Yep.
is probably terrified of losing himself.
Okay, so you do that. He is on the brink. On the brink. Valerian.
yes,
I think it all comes down to you, really.
really.
Gali has immobilized this Roman. Logos has pushed him to the brink.
Well, damn.
You've got options. You can keep him alive. You could try and drag him away. I will remind you that in order for this to work, he has to do something else. At the moment, he played his hand a little too early. Gally and Logos pushed him into a corner, and he gambled, thinking that he could hit the sprinklers, the fire alarm, create a pool quick enough, break out, and then activate what he needed to do. On that many bloody successes, yeah, that ain't happening. The Logos has shut that down entirely. So you're safe in terms of nothing's coming through. You've solved that one by a incredible roll, but it's now up to you. You can end this guy with, I mean, given how close he's to turning and how he's basically surrounded, no one is going to stop you. This is not going to be too much difficult of a task. You can see Kit, because you're obviously between the two of them. Kit is getting very irate. He doesn't like getting his hair wet, fun fact. He is very particular over his hair. He is not happy. He wants blood.
Of course he does. However, I am a responsible adult and also want to prove a little bit that I'm like maybe a little worth it.
Okay.
So I would love to mesmerize this guy, and make sure that we keep him for later interrogation.
Okay. Given all the rolls and whatnot, I'm just going to automatically say that you mesmerize him. I'm not going to run the
Awesome.
risk of failure, because to be perfectly honest,
I do want to describe how it looks because
go for it.
it's pretty
Full
cute.
on describe
yeah.
How does Mr. Valerian mesmerize someone?
So we hear the sound of like sprinklers, and then you hear the sound of or Galleon logos hear the sound of these heeled dress shoes come closer, and you just both see Valerian come in so close and take this guy's chin, look right into his eyes, and he goes, "You are going to tell us everything later. Yes?"
I can do that.
Good boy.
Not a problem.
And then I tap him on the shoulder, and I will get him off the wall. I look at Gally. I go, "You can let go now."
There's
And then
definite, like, I wouldn't say claw marks, but nail marks definitely on both shoulders where this has gone in.
Good, thank God.
I'm assuming that this is happening contemporary to the time that we are in right now. The nails are pink and black for Barbenheimer.
Yeah. I make sure to get him off the wall, and then I wave over to someone to get him tied up.
Yeah, as you time, I think Quinn probably comes out. So the first thing Quinn does is gets the sprinklers turned off. So no more.
I was going to go and bully the receptionist again.
The poor receptionist.
You see that the order begin to tie this guy up. As you do, they sort of pat him down for a moment. He's got like kind of like a bag around the back of his back, hidden by the jacket. It's only a small bag. It's only, probably, those like small gym bags you can get, the really small ones on your back. Yeah,
yes.
only that kind of size. There's only one thing inside. A Molotov cocktail.
Of course.
Yeah, is this water?
Yes.
Sprinklers, were they sprinkling water?
Yes. Yes, don't worry. Okay, I think Alexander's gone into hyper think mode. No, I wasn't gonna say that the sprinklers were actually sprinkling gasoline, and the idea was to actually burn the place down that way. No,
That's a good plan.
it's a great plan.
That's
It's a
Alexander's
great
plan. If Alexander
Wow.
was doing this heist,
in a nutshell, basically, this wasn't supposed to happen with sprinklers. The idea was that was his emergency. If in doubt, burn someone. Hit.
Okay. And he was planning to take on the whole thing with 3 guys in a mirror world.
Who said there was just 3 guys?
There
You
go.
saw 3 guys. I think the Order kind of step in and kind of take Roman away. Kind of be like, okay, this isn't the time for interrogation. They'll pull
I
you
want my
away.
fucking answers. What's the fucking
It-
point of all this if I don't have to know what the fucking plan was?
We will get you your answers, Alexander. Don't you worry. We will keep you in most high regard with all of these questionings.
I wouldn't have been on this fucking lead if it weren't for fucking me.
You see Quinn sort of looks at you for, well, that was definitely one way to catch a killer. I still...
Fucking flawless, if you ask me.
Well, we'll have to talk about the broken fountain.
He could have used it.
He could have. I'm not debating he couldn't. But I've been told the switch was destroyed.
A what? Alexander.
Look,
Oh, I'm sorry. Next time I have to save your life, I'll try making sure I don't break any fucking switches.
it's fine. I am used to this. I expected some collateral damage. I just didn't really... I thought it might be a priceless piece of art, or maybe one of the vases out on one of the atrium floors. To be honest, if it's just a switch for a fountain, I can get that replaced.
We didn't break any of the vases, did we, Gally?
I'm innocent.
Look,
Oh, you are far from innocent.
I think...
Friends, you have broken the masquerade so many times, and we can't even count them because we didn't know you existed.
Keep
I
your voice
didn't know
down.
it was a thing. I thought
So-
people were just cosplaying a lot.
Quinn kind of, there's no point carrying on tonight now. Someone's already tried this now. This meeting may be a little bit of a bust. But we'll try again. Just maybe keep the location a little more secret next time.
If you don't do it now, they'll just plan again. We've stopped the plan. Tonight's your only chance.
Okay. You think? Sort of look.
I think you're right.
Okay. We'll go talk. Well, try and talk. You sort of see that Quinn sort of smiles at you all. Gives a bit of a nod to Valerian. I may have some other tasks for you all in the future. I know that working for one group sometimes feels a bit like, hey, you're being pulled into the group. But strictly freelance. Strictly, you don't have to take them on.
You know
Goes
my
the-
price, Quinn.
Yes,
You now owe me a huge favor.
that is true, and you sort of see that the not the realization, but the acknowledgement that she has to pay it makes her quite visibly uncomfortable. Quinn is not a person.
Totally.
Yeah, Quinn is not the Quinn likes to have favors owed to her, not the other way around. And having Logos here definitely is one of those. It's an embarrassment on my character, but it's one that I'm willing to take because of how important this was. But she nods. That's fine. You know how to get hold of me. I am sure you will cash it in soon enough.
Talking of cashing it in, comes over, hands over a map of London with an area of a very small area of London where
Mhm.
there's a rail yard with a massive circle around it. Mine.
Okay. We can definitely put that into the agreement, I suppose.
I'm like looking so confused at Quinn. Just a second ago she wanted all the power to herself. This is crazy.
Look, you sort of see of like,
and then she remembered there were some older vampires in the room.
Well,
we were all like,
Look.
yeah, you can use us, but we all want something in return.
look, I'm gonna be honest. And sort of like kind of pulls Valeria to the side, try and get out of earshot of both Logos and Alexander. Logos I've worked with before. The favors are cumbersome, but nothing that's gonna break the order at all. It just means that we have to divert a few resources and maybe do something we don't like, but we just have to swallow our pill and take it. That's fine. Alexander, to be perfectly honest, the rail yard is in the middle of god shit nowhere. Who's gonna look? We'll divvy out the whole territory and just tell him he has it, and then we'll all agree that none of us go there. He can have his little domain if he really thinks it makes him sleep better at night. It's fine. And besides, it's nowhere near Camden, so you're fine.
that's not what I was worried about.
What
Please,
were you worried
go on.
about?
Nothing.
And you sort of see that realization hits and goes, you've outplayed me again, haven't you?
Who knows?
Fine. I will do the negotiations. I will do what I need to do. Golly, I know I promised you something, but do you still want it?
Friends in high places is what I came here for, and I think I more than got what I asked for. But yeah, this will not be the last time you hear or see of me.
I suppose.
Definitely,
Mhm.
definitely not because I broke the masquerade. Now that I know that that is the thing.
Golly,
Real
dear.
quick, if you had like a book I could take tonight, that would be.
I
ideal.
don't have one, but I suppose. And you sort of
I've had
see.
a fun night. I have a
Mm.
fun night. I'll make sure Gally knows the basics.
Yeah, like masquerade breaches is like the one thing you say to Quinn is the one thing that gets her from 0 to 100 extremely quickly. And she's doing her very best right now not to go on the "what are you talking about?" As both Inez and Callum can attest to, Quinn does not like them,
Nope.
and has actively hunted one of our party members down when they tried to do one.
She's literally
It's not
Carmilla.
my fault that I
It's so
didn't know
stupid.
this.
Yeah. Now, if you excuse me, I need to go do what I need to do.
Good luck.
Just before negotiations start,
Yes.
and this conversation is happening, Alexander goes to Kit and just whispers into their ear. You could probably trade Roman for Clapton. Let them have Roman. You keep Clapton.
That's a
Just something
possibility.
to think about.
I didn't think of that. Why are you helping me?
I've been around this city a long time. My little
I-
criminal network runs across the whole city. I don't need territory outside of my little place in the kindred world because I've got business in the human world enough. But you, my friend, you've got promise. I remember when I was a young wannabe criminal.
Please don't do this to me. Please don't make me listen to this.
You're a young lad.
You've lived.
I
If
had
I
to
have to
walk
listen,
20
Pull yourself
miles.
up by pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Taps him on the back.
Okay.
You owe me one, and then leaves.
You. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Well, before I go
Go on.
into negotiations, I do want to like go to every
Mhm.
single one of my this night's coterie members. I'll just go over to logos and I will go. You you have showed me a level of security that I have not even seen in my own bodyguard. It's quite impressive, and I really appreciate that. I thank you for keeping an eye out for me tonight.
Keeping other people's secrets is my business.
I like that. You have my number?
Yes.
Good.
If you need me, you know where to find me. Or how,
If you need me, you know where to find me.
of course. I look forward to future business. Oh, one
I
last thing.
will. Please.
Please, Arbiter. Gary,
Mhm.
I'm going to show you the ropes. I'm going to do it free of charge. You have a year with me in which to learn to be an upright member of this society. In addition, at the end of that year, if you wish, in front of the Arbiter, I can help you find out who your sire is. If you wish to pursue that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna find my sire. I think I'm gonna kill him.
That is all up to you, Gally.
Well,
And
Gully,
Gully-
if you ever need any training in the art of murder, destruction, crime, and
Call
also,
the
you know,
boys.
the offer's still there. My gang is a great place for that kind of experience to be gained. We've taken on a few kindred in our time, make sure they're all right. Come find me at the rail yard. We're based outside of an old train, steam engine. We used to go round all of London in the old days in it.
Please. I have things to get to. I look at Gally, I go, I thank you so much for your charisma and your just openness this whole night. You have been a treasure for keeping relations. Truly. And you of course have my number. If you need any help at all.
Admittedly, I don't really understand much of what's going on, but I know how to deal with people, and I know that at least on the business side, you have to deal with a lot of them. So if you ever need help with the front of house duties, let me know.
I appreciate it. And Alexander,
You were here. And we loved you for it.
you know what? I really appreciate your sense of tenacity in finding out whatever is going on, you know? And your dedication to your boys is very admirable. So thank you. Thank you for being there.
I was asked to
tonight.
protect you. You got protected.
I
That was a
truly-
good job, well done in my book.
Absolutely.
Remember,
Now-
any personal protection or criminal enterprise needs you need, come to me.
Take his card. Thank you. Sure.
You're
And
good. You're all right,
if you-
Logos. I like your beard, like your style. Ever need somewhere to come round for a drink? Drinks on me. People, that is. We kidnapped them off the streets.
That's fair.
What a way.
I will always bear that offer in mind, Alexander. It was a pleasure working with you.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some negotiations to go to.
You all head off. I hate to say it. Ultimately, the negotiations fail. They can't reach a agreement. Kit is definitely the one that's sort of being the kicker. Everyone else agrees, just as we predicted in the first episode. Kit is not willing to let go of Clapton. He tries the Roman for Clapton. Everyone else shoots it down. Clapton is worth far more than one kindred. And the status quo kind of just continues on. The Ravagers start a rapid expansion into other areas of London, taking over domain as they can. The ghosts go dark again. Who knows where they are? About a year later, a plane lands with a couple of interesting people from Paris arriving. But I suppose everyone wants to know about Roman and what was going on behind the mirror. Well, Through interrogation, Valerian finds out that Roman was part of a coterie that was once part of the Ravagers, so that bit was true. They were cast out for being too aggressive, even for Kit standards. This coterie wanted revenge, they wanted Kit to suffer, and their endgame plan was to make it look like the Ravagers were the ones who were trying to sabotage the meeting, therefore hoping that the other groups would all form as one and essentially declare war. However, that coterie does have a name. And its name's Invicta.
It's the Romulan boys.
Stupid.
There's one final scene I'd like to play out very quickly. Roman's body is discovered about 5 days later after the interrogation, dumped casually at the side of the road to make it look like a road traffic accident. The Order have a plan, make it look like an accident, make the police come out, and then once the police have started to do their investigations, make the body disappear again. That way there's paperwork, there's no suspicion. However, things take a very weird turn as two people arrive at the crime scene. One, a raggedy-haired man with brown hair and a slight loose clip-on tie, and a female with blonde hair and a waistcoat, who Callum and Inez would know as Leto. And that is where we're going to end our one-shot. Our 1-2 shot.
Wow.
Our 1-2 shot. Which it seriously felt like it sometimes. Yes.
Aw.
And that is not what was supposed to be coming out. Let's try that again. Where is it? There it is.
You can take off Alexander's stupid fucking jacket now.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. I loved doing this because it not only get some backstory as well, it actually gave me the beginning of what would eventually be the actual coterie. As that was where, as in my head, that investigation into Rome is what brings Leto into Valerian's sphere.
Sadly.
And
Sadly. She's gonna hate
and
me.
who knows? Maybe one day we'll be able to do another one shot where we can figure out how everybody met. It has been wonderful having you all here. I don't know what to say. I'm in that awe phase, that starstruck phase, where it's like, I just did that.
Yay!
Yay!
You did the thing. It was awesome.
I did the thing, and it wasn't as bad as my brain said it was going to be.
Yay!
And it was dramatic, and there was drama, and there were some exceptional roles. Exceptional roles. I'm going to let everyone sign off. Tell us who you've been, where we can find you, what stuff you've got on. I am going to do the classic reverse order, which means Callum, you are up.
Hello, I have been Callum and will be after this stream, you just won't see me. I was playing Alexander, and unless we find a reason to bring Alexander back, that was the end of Alexander. We will never see them again. And, well, I'm going to go back to playing Morgan next week, which is exciting. I've been so far away from my them chaos energy, and this was like a completely different character. A different type of chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
A different brand of chaos.
You can find me on the all app of everything ever that some idiot's been trying to build. Used to be called Twitter, at Writer Callum, where you can also find a link to my blog where I sometimes talk about theatre, and I'm trying to talk about other things, but I can be bothered to write about it. But I'm really struggling to write that kind of stuff at the moment. I don't have anything coming up stream-wise or stuff like that because I'm still planning out what I'm going to do with that. And the other things in like, I guess if you live in Wales and you can get to Pwllheli, or where the Steadford's happening, on the 11th of August, I've got a show as part of the final day of the Steadford. It's a little play that I wrote 10 minutes as part of a night of 10-minute plays. Rehearsals are starting on Monday, so I'm going to go on a trip to go and see rehearsals and commit some blasphemy.
Yay!
Whoa.
And if you want to know what that means, you can come and see my play at the Steadford. It's free if you go to the Steadford. But no, that Kelly's a pain in the ass to get to. That's me.
That's
Bye.
you. Yes. So, first of all, thank you for the raid. Thank you for inviting
Yes.
us.
Hi,
You did-
raiders. You came in at the
you
end.
raided just at the end, which is really it's really frustrating because it was really good. This episode was
Should we
really
like
good.
move
really
the
well.
streams back an hour so we can always get this raid at like a better time?
Exactly.
The problem is then Nez would go to bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Then,
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
you
it's a
know, it's
vampire,
not
it's
like I
fine.
do. It's not like I do anything else, you know. Like,
So yes, the show is recorded. It will be on YouTube probably tomorrow because it's very good. We have I will let Inez do her outro while I find the YouTube link because it's not obvious.
So
and I have to
easy.
copy and paste it.
all right.
Have a
Hi,
mass.
everyone. It's me, your friend Inez. Your best friend today, actually, because this was a really good session, and I had so much fun. And yay! This is so cool to have you guys, and it was so fun. You can find me everywhere on the internet at xxsuccubusgfxx or just succubusgf. My face is everywhere. It's very easy to find me. Or if you see like an S that has some red and black around it, that's me too. Yeah, let's see. What do I have? Okay, so TikTok and Blue Sky are most active. Twitter, I don't know. I'm kind of debating just deleting that bitch off my phone. But we'll see. So TikTok, Blue Sky, and Twitter. Twitter is usually where I post when I go live. And that being next week on Friday, I will have more vampire. Yay! More vampire over on Lightfoot Rogue's channel, which is absolute chaos and confusion and madness, and it's very, very fun.
I can't keep up. I'm confused.
Yes, I play my Russian daddy. His name is Sobek Vodenijarovich, and I use my Russian accent, which is kind of good, but kind of bad, you know. So yeah, he's just a thin blood nos, you know, and just roaming around Australia, being called a baron now, I guess. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, that was one way of ending the episode. It's just like
Yeah.
the whole of the west coast of Australia is just about to pledge allegiance to some random.
To a random Russian. That's stupid. Anyways, it's gonna be really fun. Come watch that. And of course, we're back here next week where I once again play Valerian. And I love playing this character. He's so fun. Other than that, I'm gonna be streaming again on my own channel. You can click the little thingy down below to get to my channel, and then click the follow button if you want to be notified when I go live. Which is probably somewhere next week, because then I am not in this space anymore. I will be somewhere else. Oh my god, that's crazy. Okay, that's really it for me. I love you so much. Take care of yourself, please. Mwah.
Fantastic. I have put the link to our YouTube in the chat.
Yes.
Sub to that. I need subs to that. I love Twitch followers. I love YouTube subs.
I have to do a quick shout out
Go for it.
to Gom Axon, who's in chat, who's been a Twitch viewer of mine since day fucking one. Hi, Gom. Good to see you.
Hey!
Hi, y'all.
Super fan. Super fan number 1.
Hell yeah.
Apollo, do you want to take us out? I think you're muted.
You're muted.
You
Apollo,
muted
you're
yourself.
muted.
My parents got home and I had to mute myself because before I
They
say
can wait
anything else-
outside until you're done.
Yeah.
Wait. Anyway, Before I do my little outro, Hedgehog, thank you so
Mhm.
much for inviting me on to play.
Yes.
It was my first time playing Vampire, and I couldn't have picked a better storyteller or a better table playing with. It was incredible. And
I'm gonna blush in a minute.
I've fallen in love with this little chaos gremlin character, and I was like, no joke. So many times during this, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be such a cool character arc," and then I remembered, "Oh, this is only 2 episodes," and I was like, "Well, maladaptive daydreaming, here we go, baby."
Yeah.
But
Thank you.
But-
Thank you for making me feel seen. Thank you.
you'll love to see it. Yeah, my name is Apollo. My name is Apollo. I'm an Irish cosplayer, voice actor, and TTRPG performer. Yeah, I'm just a little guy. I'm around. I'll be busy. I just announced today, like half an hour before the stream started, that I'm going to be starting streaming on Twitch myself on my own channel.
Yay!
So
Awesome.
from next week on, I will be streaming on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Irish time. I'll be playing either video games or doing random things. Like you see the big old bookshelf back there? Maybe I'll read something from there. Maybe we'll talk about TTRPGs, whatever the vibe may be. And then on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Irish time, where I will be working on and fixing and building cosplays, so that because it's a hobby that I love. I just started it out like properly, and I would love to share that learning experience with everybody else. But again, thank you so much for inviting me. This has been incredible. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but fuck it, it's okay. Oh,
You're doing
you can
great.
find me at Tall Nerd
Yes.
Apollo on Twitch, and also same name at Tall Nerd Apollo on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it.
Last but
Sorry,
not
we're
least,
done.
it's Chris.
Hi, I am Chris. Like Apollo, thank you, Hedge, for having me on.
It's
getting
been a
to
delight.
Vamp out for a little bit and to bring this character back to the modern nights. It's been a lot of fun. I love this. I love this little chaos crew, and this story was a lot of fun. And having a chance to help you build your world, even a little bit, is very exciting to me. For those of you who don't know who I am Chris Mepham. You can find me at Chris Mepham RPG wherever your media is socialed, except no substitutes. If you just find Chris Mepham, don't talk to them about roleplay games. They're a Welsh footballer. They'll get very confused.
I'm dead.
I am the producer and main storyteller for Some Other Heroes, an actual play TTRPG stream, which streams tomorrow, 3 p.m. BST or 4
Can't
p.m.
wait.
CEST. We are in the middle of exploring a city of elves in a homebrew TTRPG set in a world, homebrew Dungeons and Dragons game set in a world of skyships and floating islands and strange magics and deep mysteries. We're all queer engineers. We're all really lovely people. We love what we do. We love sharing this space with wonderful people like these around me here. Yeah, I'm going to shut up now because I feel like I've run out of things to say. This has been lovely.
It
Thank you
has
for
been
having me.
lovely. This is one of those dream come true kind of moments. They say don't play with your heroes, but I did it anyway. I do not regret it, so that is bad advice. I'm going to give you that. The last thing for me, over on our Twitter page, Adventures League, there is still a casting call open for our next show after the Vampire Show. We are looking for people to join our Beans in Space game, Misadventures Amongst the Stars. It's going to be a 10-episode romp through the galaxy with teen aliens, which is basically alien hormones.
There you go.
It very much is.
There's your episode 1 title.
Yep.
Right there.
Yeah, just a bunch of teenagers steal a ship, leave home, and decide to explore. And what they find on the way, who the heck knows? It's going to be
Go
very
apply.
fun.
You won't regret.
Yes, I am
Honestly.
looking. I'm looking for applicants. We are currently looking at either a either a Saturday slot around this time, which plays a vampire game, or possibly a Thursday slot. So fill it out, let me know what slot fits you well, and then I'll try and put a group together. It is going to be fun. That'll go from October to December, and then we'll talk about January, which I'm not going to pull the cat out of the bag a little bit, but I'm kind of hoping I can convince my regular vampire cast to come back for a season 2.
If you can afford me, love.
If I can, yeah. I can pay you
What
10
am I
cents
talking about?
every
I've
2
got nothing else to
sessions.
do with my life.
But
Love
that's far future planning. That's far ahead planning. I'm gonna let everyone have the rest of their nights off. Go relax. Go unwind. I hope you all sleep well. We'll see you tomorrow. Please, please go watch Chris and Co. Some Other Heroes tomorrow. You will not regret it. That's coming from someone who has watched a very long time. You can suggest a raid if you like. I have no target in mind. If you've got one,
Ooh.
figure out the button. I've never used the button. It sits there, and I've never pressed it.
I raided someone the other day, and I've never felt more anxious in my life. I was like,
It's-
"This work?
It's nerve
Can
wracking,
they
but
still see me?"
on the other hand, it's like it's so easy to do.
Okay, let's try this. So Rage channel. I have no idea what we're about to do.
They're
There
also
we go.
playing
Yep,
vampire.
more streams gaming.
I'll be
Why-
aware that there's going to be a countdown. So
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
why does there's no
Like,
results found?
In all true sense, you'll
Hmm.
probably cut yourself off as well, which would be great.
exactly.
Why can't I find them? Give me a second. I think it's because it didn't like it. This sounds bad when I type that, but there's no results found. How
Did you do
weird.
the capitalization of it?
Yeah, the capitalization. LOST. They might have gone offline. Okay. That's
Okay.
I am not
it is a
psychic.
summer night with vampire games.
I think we
Wrap
should
up.
just raid being offline.
Exactly. Very
Oh, Callum, what was your joke before we go?
Yes,
I
actually,
was
yeah. What
committing
was the joke?
blasphemy. It was the committing
Did you
blasphemy
write it
thing.
down?
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Okay.
committing blasphemy.
Okay.
Like,
Yep.
In that case, I will close the session off in the normal way.
That's it. We're done. The Inquisition's at my door.
Exactly.
If you do have any targets for raids in the future, do send them to me. I want to build a list of people who stream this time that I can raid into. I just haven't had a chance to do research yet. Lolo Man 02.
Oh.
Should we try that?
Oh.
Let's try
At
it.
this stage, we're just looking for people that are playing
Yeah,
Vampire.
let's-
We're like, "Are you playing Vampire?"
Aha, I can do this one.
Are you
I can
playing
do this
Vampire?
one. Okay. So I press the start
Okay.
raid button.
Go enjoy other vampire.
Yes, more vampire.
Yes. Have fun
Okay.
with the other vampire
Yes.
and
Enjoy
say
the
hello to them
vampire.
from all of us.
Yes. Have fun. Say hi from us. And then I press this button, don't I? Okay. Bye. See, bye.
Goodbye. Mwah, 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 mwah.